My dog. How are you, brother? 1 second.
Eduardo, what's going on, man?
What up, dude? I'm sending out the link. What up, gang? Yeah, I was looking at the 30-minute flip earlier on the 7:30 candle, right here, but then the 15 had no bottom wick, so I was a little iffy, but it started pushing. I gotta start looking at that when the higher time frame is pushing. If only one time frame doesn't have a bottom wick, I might have to ignore it when everything else looks good. Cause that was clean. If I'm being honest with you, today was my first trading day since Friday. Since, yeah, Friday morning. I transferred my money to Tradeovate, and I did it through a debit card, and I didn't realize they hold your funds for 3 days and then you get your money on the fourth day. So today was the first day that I was able to trade. I was like, damn, you guys hold debit transactions for fucking 3 days? How you doing, SO? So far, nada. We just got on. I was saying how today was my first day trading after transferring my money to Tradeovate. It took like 4 days of them holding my money through a debit card, so now I know to wire. Because today, at the end of the day, I wired more money in, and it instantly went in within like 45 minutes, and it was already in my account. Then we're pushing up, and we have clean range here. We have broken into this range here. No, the wire you have to put all their information in, and I have to have their all their information on one side, and then my bank account on the other, so that I can copy all the information over. And I was doing it off my phone, so when I went to go transfer, it gave me three options, and it said debit card, and I was like, okay, cool, my debit card is much quicker than having to do the wire. Um, but then today I just went through, I did the wire, I added them as a recipient. Now they're a recipient in there, so that I can wire money to them a lot faster now, because I'm trying to grow my live account. So I'm gonna start throwing money in there every week to grow it. But today I sent them some money, and it went in like that. Within I was like, oh, it'll take a day, and then within 30 minutes I got an email saying your funds are ready to use. Yeah, I guess people do chargebacks on credit cards, so they don't want you to put in $300 in your account or $500 in your account. You trade it, you blow it, and then you charge back, and then you get your money back. And now Trade Evade is having to sue you and go take you to collections for $500, which they probably will do for $500. But let's say you do that for like $100 or something, they won't do it for 100. Or let's say you throw in 100 and you flip it to 1,000 the same day, and you do a chargeback, you get your money back. They withdraw the 100 from your account, and now you're up a free $900. That's why they. That's what, at least what I read, that people be doing chargebacks, trying to get free money in their account. Is this a higher time frame? No. So if this hourly starts to close above. Oh yeah. You get that a lot with PayPal. People will buy something and then charge it back on PayPal. Yeah, I was also looking for something. If we're really gonna start pushing like this, I'm looking for like a 5 minute to do something like this and then a drive up, and then I'll have my stop loss somewhere down there. Yeah, I mean, one time I went to go buy a chain using PayPal, and the PayPal was linked to my bank account, so it would charge PayPal first, then it would charge my bank account, so that it's safer that way when I'm buying stuff online. And it declined the payment, and I was like, you know what? That's God telling me that I don't need to buy the chain. And I move on with my day. A couple weeks later, I get a chain in the mail. And I call the company saying, yo, on my end here it says payment declined. And they're like, on our end it says the payment went through. And I'm like, well, my bank account still has my money. And they're like, well, we don't know what to tell you. Over here it says that it deposited the money into our account. And I'm like, okay, I just hung up. Thought I had a free chain. Fucking like a year later, PayPal sends me an email saying, you owe us da 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 da. And I'm like, what? I owe you this much money from something that declined and I forgot about, and they sent it to me, and the people were like, yeah, on our end it says it's paid. And I'm like, but on my end I have my money in my bank account, bro. How is it paid? And the whole time PayPal credited that to my account. I had no idea. I stopped using PayPal because who the fuck uses PayPal for fucking what? Online payments are secure now. Everything is much, much different. So I just completely ignored PayPal until like Don was doing a giveaway one day. And then I logged back into PayPal and they said that I couldn't get in. And then I hit them up and they're like, yeah, it says there's an error on your account. You can never have an account with us again. And I'm like, I wonder if it's that collections thing that I owe. Yeah, bro. They said I can never have an account with them again. It was wild. But I didn't know. I should have realized something when I got the chain in the mail, but when the guy told me that he didn't get no, that he when I saw the money in my bank account, I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing here, Gold? What are we doing here? Are we just gonna start driving here? Yeah, but so, since PayPal credited that to me, they made me liable for that, so I ended up having to pay that back. I was gonna buy the chain anyways, but then I decided not to, so I spent the money on something else. And now I was like, damn, now I gotta fucking come up with the money for this shit. Let's get a 15-minute closure here. Let's see what this 15-minute does. Did we close with no top wick and no bottom wick? Let's see. Let me do a little analysis here. That was too close to a trade, but alright, so our monthly is bearish, but our monthly is pulling back. What I said last week, we're starting to bounce off this level over here on the daily. So there's a daily level here that we're starting to bounce off of, and that was a huge bounce. Now, what I was saying previously was that this weekly has no top wick. That because we closed below, this weekly still needs a top wick, so we could be pulling back to not maybe make a top wick, but anywhere close to making a top wick before driving down. This weekly has no bottom wick. This weekly just started driving up. So the previous weekly closed no top wick. If we start to make a top wick in these areas right here, we're fucking plummeting down to continue bearish. Like this no bottom wick on the weekly. Hell yeah. Where's BTC at? No way BTC just hit 100 fucking K. Oh look, what I drew talking about bullish on Holy shit, dude. I would like a pullback to like here. That would be a good first entry. Second entry. Third entry. Load the fucking boat entry. Why did I delete all my shit? Hey, bro. After looking at that little kid, bro, I'm nervous to buy any meme coin now. Holy shit, if a fucking 13-year-old kid like that can rug pull me 30 grand. I gotta put some money into Solana and start copying some of these shit coins. So how did he rug? I don't understand how that works. Does that mean that he owned the majority share and he just sold the majority of the shares while everybody was buying or something? Or when everybody presses buy, that goes into like a bank account and he just presses withdraw and fucks everyone. So with this daily, we're pushing up heavy. We death dropped for Donald Trump on October 4th, 5th. Are we coming up to retrace this whole move? I would like a retest of like here. Oh no, we already got that. We closed in range. The daily came down, retested, and drove up. We already got that. Now we're closing up above into like a new range. Now we're closing up above into a new area. This is heavily bullish here where we're at. So how does that work? He created the token, so he was the majority holder of the token, or he just pressed end session on the token. I don't know, I think Bitcoin's pretty exciting to see where it goes to. Options was telling me that some big whale is predicting 23 million. If Bitcoin hits 23 million, that'll have like a market cap of like 400 trillion. Bitcoin will have In the video, if I'm not mistaken, was the guy recording also selling at the same time he saw it dump? Yo, we're pushing here. So this 4 hour came down, retested this 4 hour low, broke the highs. This hourly is driving hella bullish. This previous hourly tested the lows and it's coming up. We're breaking the daily highs. We have a 30-minute closure in 10 minutes. A 15-minute just closed above the range with barely a top wick though. No bottom wick. Oh, he said 23 years from now. Yeah, bro. See, I wasn't really paying attention. I'm fucking a dumbass when it comes to crypto. I bought every coin when it was like a penny, less than like a 0.00001. I made $100, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a trader, and I sold, and that shit skyrocketed to a fucking penny. I would have had like thousands of dollars, but I was like, nah. I flipped my account, bro, $100, not knowing the crypto game is to hodl, not fucking day trade. Some people can day trade crypto on the more stable coins, but um, is this the pullback that I needed? Where are we freezing up right now? You know what? I'm gonna wait for this hourly closure. Let some range be formed here, and then we'll take like a breakout or something like that. I could take the rebreak of the highs here. It might not be bad after retesting these lows. And we do have a lot of volume now. Am I not taking my entry right now? No, I'm not interested in this. I need it to start to pull back and start to form some range. So I'm going to wait for the hourly closure. 8 minutes. 8 minutos. So in these 8 minutes, I can do a little analysis of what I think this week's going to do. So we have 340 pips from the previous weekly high. And we're just fucking pushing. So man, to really confirm that we're breaking into the previous weekly range, we would have to close above these areas here and confirm that we're not going to respect this right here and reject down from this level. So we really have to close above here for me to feel comfortable. Damn. Yeah, so we would have to get some sort of pullback and then a drive up, a rebreak of the high. Yeah, watching Bitcoin just fly has been awesome. Whoa, what the hell's that? Wow, it bounced off this line, it rejected this line. Ain't that some shit? Where did I draw that from the monthly? Oh well. This guy. Richie, you still doing NFTs, bro? Come on, Richie. What up, Dev? Alright, so we are pushing up. If I would have had my buy stop here, I would have seen 5 pips. This trickle up, I'm not interested in. Yeah, it looks like gold is in a rush. See how this 15, barely a top wick, no bottom wick, started driving without a top wick. To me, that's telling me that the push starting from the bottom here is starting to lose some steam. So like this trickle here is telling me that we're starting to lose some steam, and I want to see a pullback. Because if it wasn't, we would have like a consolidation and a push, consolidation and a push, but now we're just trickling up. So I really want to wait for this hourly to close. If this hourly closes above everything here into this most recent range here, I would like a steep pullback to like somewhere here and then a drive up. That would be ideal. Hell yeah. Wrenched up. Yeah, no, gold has been tricky to trade since the election. I had such a like great run a few days after the elections. But then during the day when gold was pushing back and forth during news, it wasn't acting like it normally does. I was like, ah shit. Yeah, I don't have a level to take the money printer off that. We might see a little hourly close here, no bottom wick push up, and a push down. If that's the case, I'm gonna take a sell stop. But if we close with a nice top wick, come down for a bottom wick first, we start tapping these ranges here, like here, here. I'll take a bottom wick entry or a flip bullish. But it's looking like a tricky night. Let's see, 8 p.m. market open. Technically, that's market open or whatever, or normal time that we start trading Asian session, but for us Americans with the time change. I posted my PlayStation up for sale, right? But I already have a buyer. And somebody goes, would you trade it for a 7-month-old husky? Bro, you're trading your dog for a PlayStation, bro? My trade ended up break even, bro. I was up 25 pips on the trade. Look at this push. To the weekly top wick. Is that gonna be to the weekly top wick? Oh shit, we just made a top wick for the previous weekly. Or is my line wrong? No, my line's off. Oh no, it's up here. I'm fucking tripping. What was that line? Oh, I got excited as fuck. Tricky, gold, tricky. It's yeah, gold is not caring about me right now. Because if the hourly would have attempted to make a bottom wick, it would have been attempting to make a bottom wick for the previous hourly. So the flip bullish would have gave us this nice push up. I don't want to take sells off there either. No bottom wick. Damn, you're trying to short gold all day? Gold's annoying me right now. Damn. I was about to measure out that flip and it flipped immediately. We just came down, tried to make a bottom wick for this 15, so we got to be careful there. I would like a closure below here and then a retest for a continuation down. I want to ensure that we're not just making a bottom wick for the 15 before continuing up. Another way, whatever entry if we could get an entry down here, that's 55 pips from the break of the highs, so it's not bad. Yeah, I don't want to take a sell into this level here. Yeah, bro, it's been I shorted NQ today. Or YM, sorry. I took a short right here on the break of the lows here. So I was looking for price to at least fill to this range here, and then as soon as I entered here, stopped me out. I didn't have enough for a pineapple. This is a lot of pips here. This is 173 pips. I wasn't gonna hold a $200 loss like that. Yes, sir. Give me a closure. 44 seconds. Would you trade for a 7-month-old husky? Block. Beautiful. That's what happens. You get blocked, homie. Damn. I'm not looking, stupid ass Eddie. Pay attention. Let's see what this hourly does. This 5-minute closure. Yeah, bro, my deposit hit 4 days later, and then I decided to wire more money today, and then that hit today as well, immediately within 45 minutes. So definitely, debit card deposit is a no-go. Wire that shit. Yeah, I thought that I thought a debit card deposit wasn't gonna take that long. But then when I read the description after, it said 3 days, 3 business days. And then it took 3 business days, and then on the following day I got it. This should have been an entry. Yeah, I'm gonna be trading point ones for now. One GC. I mean, I think that's enough until I grow the account a little bit more, and then I can start taking two. This should have been a short for me, but now that we've hit this level, I need to wait for another closure, maybe this 5 to scoop, and then I can take a short to the downside. No, I put in 500 for now. Um, I got everything situated, but yeah, I'm gonna deposit more money than that. I'm gonna deposit another 500 by the end of the week. Shit, man, no pullbacks, bro. See, this should have been an entry for me right here on the break of this candle, 5-minute low. The only thing that was sketching me out here was we had already tapped close to this area here, and we pulled back instantly. So I was contemplating taking sells on the break of the low here, but then that would be a retest of this area, and we could have possibly pushed up here. So after these two things on this area that I think is kind of strong, I didn't want to take an entry, especially because this 5 minute barely had a top wick. It's kind of tiny here. If it would have pulled back a little bit more and then flipped bearish, I would have been more confident in market executing wherever it was at. So this indicator, I basically look at the daily candle at all times. So the daily flip from bullish to bearish is a high volume event. The flip from bearish to bullish is a high volume event. The break of the high and also the break of the low. So instead of switching to the daily candle and looking at the daily candle real quick, I can just keep it on the screen at all times. And I know that, for example, earlier in the day when we were trading right here, we had a tiny little top wick, and we were kind of trading right here, flipping bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. I knew that if we flipped bullish and we broke the highs, that would cause price to start driving up, because the daily candle, a lot of people go to the daily candle for their sentiment. They'll be like, oh, the daily candle is bullish, I'm bullish for the day. So the daily candle holds a lot of value in what it is. If it's a bullish daily candle, a lot of traders are going to trade differently than if it's a bearish daily candle. So when it flips from one to the other, in my opinion, you're starting to change the sentiment of the market, or starting to change the sentiment of traders, and people will start to take different kinds of entries. So every time that the candle flips, you'll see volume. And every time that you break the low or you break the high, you'll see volume. So you can use what it looks like to kind of tell you. So instead of switching to the daily candle, it's just kind of here. You can look at the daily candle and see the same shit, but I like to have it on the screen right here next to me. Especially now, see how we were breaking these highs right here? I can see here that that's the daily breaking the highs. And if the daily is breaking the highs and the daily doesn't have a bottom wick here, then I know that maybe this is just a liquidity grab for a drive down. So I can see that on the daily, but I can keep a reminder of what the daily candle looks like at all times. If it's flipping right now, the daily candle is flipped in this session. It actually started off here, and we flipped a couple times here, but now we haven't flipped. If we come and flip bearish again and then break the lows, I would consider that a high volume event, and I would be taking sells. Even right here, I would be taking sells. See how the daily flipped right here from the open? Market opened, made a bottom wick, and as the candle flipped, broke the daily high, we got that push up. That candle flipping was a high volume event. So let's see what's going on. Sells look interesting here. But we're also here. So see, I like to take my entries like right here. I would like to take an entry like right here, so I can use this as my stop loss. If I take an entry down here, we could kind of just tap this area and then flip bullish. This is our first minor support that we formed as the daily flipped and started driving bullish. So this is a strong area. So this area is important. If we start flipping bullish here, right? If we start flipping bullish here and this 5-minute candle closes bullish, it would be closing above this range. The 15-minute would be closing above this range as well. So the next bottom wick in the flip bullish could be an entry to the upside. So let's see what happens here. 15 minutes or 3 minutes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, if this level can hold or not. Because see, I wanted to sell. See how I want to be in between these 1-minute levels here, right? Because these were bullish, right? So the price could literally drive up off of any of these levels. So I wanted an entry somewhere right here so I can be break even by the time that we get down here, right? Or somewhere in the middle is where I wanted to look for an entry as well, because the break of the daily highs was 50 pips away. But I mean, damn, I'm freezing. Let me turn my AC up. If we don't hold on this level, on the 15-minute flip bearish after a top wick, I would like a top wick. I mean, doesn't really need much of a top wick, because if the next candle closes and bearish, this would scoop on the 5-minute, and that would be the 5-minute scoop. So the flip bearish would be a nice trade, and then your stop loss would still be a little bit high, but yeah, let's see if this level can hold. Yeah, the indicators that I use only indicate volume for me, right? And trend a little bit. So the 10 SMA, when we scoop here on the 5 and we start riding it up like this, that was also during the daily flip. The daily broke the high, 5-minute scoop, and price took the fuck off. You use it in confluence with these high volume events, right? So the daily's flipping bullish. You're starting to become bullish. The daily's breaking the highs. That's another bullish event. You're getting a 5-minute scoop on the 10 SMA. That's another bullish volume event. So just off those three alone, you could have taken a buy anywhere you wanted on the break of the daily high. But this no bottom wick 15 threw me off, and that's why I didn't take an entry here during the market right just before stream. Had that had a tiny little bottom wick to this level here, I would have taken buys going up. Okay, so we just closed no bottom wick on the 15 minute, no bottom wick on the 5 minute. We tapped the level of interest. I'm gonna be taking buys here. And I would say a pineapple would probably be here. Let's see, money printer. Don't fail me now. You know what time it is. I would say once we re-break this high, I would go break even. You guys want to start a meme coin? We'll call it a blown account. Yes, bro. In the Discord, I think somebody owns some Diddy coin. I think I'm gonna take another entry here and move my stop loss to the low here. And I'm closing here, break even. I don't like this trade no more. This could drive up, but I do not like no more. I could have taken the 30 pip loss here and risked it, but I don't like. That was my out, and I've been burned many times by not getting out when the trade starts to go against me immediately like that. And with my strategy, my trade has to start driving within the first 5 pips, within the first few candles. But if you see here, we started to fake out. We closed above, we came back down, we closed into a new range, and now we rejected that range. It's not looking good for these buys anymore. So I did lose 3 pips on that off 2 entries, so that's technically 6 pips. But I'm still calling it break even. Come on, move down. I'll have to wait for some higher time frame closures to get some more buys. Five BEs. Yeah, the money printer failed here, but didn't really fail. It gave us stop loss for the money printer would have been technically 12, and it gave you 10 on the dot. But with my spreads, I didn't see 10. I saw 6 pips, and then it rejected. So it's too late for me to take an entry on something like that. Now, because we had that hourly closure bullish, we have a 30-minute closure coming up in 5 minutes. We just made a bottom wick for this 30. If we do start to pull up here, after forming some kind of a support here, maybe we form a 5-minute support, retest the lows, and then flip bullish on the 30, that would be another buy. That would be a good buy. Yeah, my spreads right now is at 1, 2. So future spreads are kind of high right now. Go to the bathroom, chat. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, that was a good closure. I don't want to be in drawdown. $3 minutes for this 30 closure, for this 15 closure. So everything is going to be closing bearish. The 5 minutes going to be closing bearish back into range. We did close bearish. We came up, grabbed orders from the top of this range here, and then we drove down. And the daily is getting close to flipping. We're doji again. Weak bullish. Swiss banks. Yeah, right now my spread is at 1, 2, 2, 2, which is a little bit high for normal, and then how the price kind of lags a little bit on futures because there's less liquidity than Forex. But see, look, there I had a 3 pip loss, right? On Forex with high spreads, let's say it would have added another 3 pips. That would have been a 6 pip loss. So it technically would have been a loss. And it would have negated 60% of my next trade if I only caught 10 pips on it. Pip Doctor said something important. No retest, no entry. What up, brother? I took a long position here on the flip and break of the highs. And then I took a pineapple entry once we retested the lows here, that this 1 minute candle flipped bullish, and I closed at the wick of this candle right here, just as we tapped break even on that position and this position. So after I pulled back, it was like right here in the middle, so it was break even. If my entries were a little bit more on point, I could have probably caught 13 pips on that pineapple, because I had an entry up here, and if I would have took it off the flip on the dot after it came up would have gave me 11 pips. I see you, Pip Doctor. I fuck with your analysis. I gotta get more like in depth like that with my analysis and look more at worldly events to get a more of a sentiment for the day. But I'm a candles kind of guy. We just closed on the 30. What kind of top wick can we get, man? I'm gonna have a sell stop here. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to market execute. I'm not gonna be risking a whole lot. If we start to flip bullish, I'm gonna start to probably manually close. But I'm looking for a break of this low to go break even. This is where I will have my stop loss. Think of that the 15 starts to come up and break the 15-minute highs that we're gonna flip bullish. Will this be the first loss on stream? We shall find out. Whoa, maybe it is. Wrong way, gold. Should have done that the other way. If we hit stops here, my rule is one loss for the night and it's over. I do not trade after a loss ever, but I will stay on. I could move it one more pip, but with this volume that it's coming up, there's just no way that it's just gonna only wick one pip higher and then reject. But I will say, no. Are we getting stopped out at 28 ticks? 29 ticks lost tonight. Let's update the stream record. Spam L's in the chat, gang. L for those of you who over risked and over leveraged and are now crying because you took a loss. But you see, I'm over here trying to update my record and not giving a shit about what just happened. Uno loss on stream. How do you think I should write it, like this? Like, should you think I should do it like that? Nice, Turpy. Yeah, with my stop loss where it was at, the buy that I had earlier would have came out, but I'm a scalper, so not swinging. Look at that dump. If we do start to come up here, buys to flip bullish and come up is not bad. We're now starting to cross on the 5. If we start to scoop here on the next 5, buys there would look good. Yep. Yeah, bro. You have to, bro. If you're not trying to learn and grow, yeah, I kind of expected more of a push down. At least I wanted to take a break of like this wick, but that no bottom wick here, that's where I took a sell stop. I guess it just depends on where I decided to put my sell stop, whether or not it would have got activated or not. I guess the safer spot to put the sell stop would have been on the break of this low here, so that if it does break that low, the daily's now doji, and you're likely going to come down to for the next level here. Because after it formed a little bit of support here on the 1 minute, taking a re-break of the support here on the 1 minute probably wasn't the best. Maybe the break of the low here was probably better. In hindsight. No worries. 30 pip loss on stream. We're up 145, so that's 120 pips on stream. So just do the math. That's 120 pips on stream with the 0.1 that I'm trading. That's $120. When if you trade in a 0.2, that's 220. If you're trading a 1 lot, that's $1,200. If you're trading a 10 lot, that's $10,000. So just imagine if you're trading a 10 lot, and in a week and a half, or in 4 streams, 4 sessions, you catch 100 pips. That's 10 bands. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities still tonight. I got stopped out early, 8:40, so I'm probably not going to enter anything else. I can't trade after a loss. That's my rule. But I will keep analyzing. See, once we start re-breaking these highs here, that's just clean, straight up. What'd you guys catch today? Nice. 200 pips, hell yeah. See, gang, you don't have to risk a whole lot. 200 pips on a 0.1, that's a $200 day. Say you're a little more risky and you're risking a 0.2, that's a $400 day. You gotta, really fucking put it into perspective. That's what I'm trading right now, my personal account. One MGCU. That's a point one. I took a point two on a pineapple and then moved my stops up. So my total loss was 15 pips. Nice. Yeah, I wanted to enter along as soon as we hit my stop loss. With 2 entries, which would have been 13 pips off 2 entries, 26 pips, which would have made me minus 6 pips for the night. But since I had already pineappled here and got out break even, and I took a loss here, the chances of my third trade being a W are likely not high, especially after trading all day. So psychologically wise, I don't even know how you would say it. That's why I cut it. Yeah, once I grow my personal a little bit more, that I'll be a little bit more comfortable holding 70, 80 pips of drawdown, cuz my normal stops are pretty high, like 80 pips. So I'm not really worried about like a 30 pip stop. That's nothing. But with the way that we're bouncing around these days, I know that I want to just keep my losses short, because now that we're forming support up in this area up here above my stop loss, that tells me that we're starting to consolidate here. We're picking up steam. Price is going to either break out to the upside and screw my entire trade, or come down. Right now, it's much more likely to continue up the way that it's looking. And we're staying above the 5-minute SMA. But it could come down for another liquidity grab before pushing up, which is what my idea was. After coming up all this and then rejecting, we would probably need another pullback from somewhere in here, and I guess it chose right here. I was thinking it would come down maybe a little steeper to like here before coming up. And now that I look, these areas start to align. I deleted all my lines too. I don't know. Next one. Yeah, even if I would have had my stop loss here, that would have been taken out. That was a good stop down there. Getting out break even here was the best option. That was all before the 30-minute even closed and everything. Yeah, anything could play out. That's why I go by just candle structure at the moment, what is printing at the moment. Like a lot of people don't like this, to scalp like this. To scalp like this, they're like, oh, you could have held here and caught a dub here, or you could have held this sell here, or you would have been almost break even by now. It's probably coming down. Um, but trading this exact way is how, like, just the other day I went on a 9 streak. I caught 200 something pips on a 9 streak trading just like this. You're going to tell me after a 90% win rate for the day of just hitting wham, 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 that I'm going to change the way that I trade? No. I'm just going to over time raise my lot size so that way I can always leave one runner. Ideally, I want to be trading point threes, so that I can trade my point twos like I want to and leave that point one as a runner. Every time, no matter what. Every time, leave that point one as a runner. Because you never know. I had an entry one night at the bottom of the market, and price never pulled back to my entry for like 1,000 pips. So just imagine if you would have left a point 0.1 running overnight and you wake up to $500 in profit. That's insane. Yes, I've been trading the daily open like right here. So where do we open right now? We opened at today is oh my watch isn't set. The 20th. Oh, the market didn't gap today. Yeah, it's also something that I'm gonna try doing more on my live account. Since on TradeAvate I can, since you can have multiple accounts, I'm gonna swing on one account and then, like for example, if this weekly flips bearish, if we get a day, if tomorrow, this if we start to flip bearish, what's tough, but like if we start to get like a closure below here during the week, you know what I mean? I could take a swing trade. If we start to get, if it starts to close below here, and we get something like that, I could take a swing trade with my stop loss up here, which would be fucking 670 pips for a potential 860 pips, 1,000 pips. That's the kind of daily candle trade with low risk, obviously. Probably like a 0.05 or a 0.02, because on 500 pips you're looking at like 250 bucks. On 1,000 pips you're looking at like 500 bucks. Something like that. Jeez. Now this is what you call a Forex trader. That's what you call a gold trader. That's beautiful. Yeah, I would have something similar, but they should delete my candles every day. Look at this sell. I mean, that was the cleanest stops, I think. The 15-minute high, maybe the daily break of the high as well, but the daily break of the high would have been 82 pips. Jeez. Maybe taking a sell here with the daily highs at 55 pips wouldn't have been bad, but yeah, there's no way I could have hold that trade. Maybe a pineapple. I could have pineappled, but it stopped me out before I could pineapple. No problem, brother. This stream, there wasn't much going on. I mean, you can see a lot of risk management here in play. And if price does start to drive up and break the highs, then that was a good place to have a stop loss. Maybe I could have, I don't know. Even if I would have chose this high, it would have gotten worked out. If I would have chosen this level, a lot of the times price comes up, taps that level, and rejects. So it's not like I could have had a pineapple exit here, I believe. maybe if I traded with no stops and didn't choose a stop loss here, I could have gotten out somewhere. But yeah, that was a good stop loss. We haven't come back to my entry, and we're starting to flip bullish now. So yep. Yeah, if this flips bullish, breaks the high halfway through the candle, that's not bad trade. If this 1 minute flips bullish here, oh yeah, 4 hours 6 minutes. I haven't had much practice with the mangoes, but for example, let's say I would have taken a buy here and this candle would have drove up. How many pips was this? 10 pips, and the next candle started popping. I would have probably taken another entry here and then let that ride for that extra 5 pips and closed all my positions there and get that extra 5 pips on both positions, and it would have been like 26, 27 pips. Depends, because on futures it would have evened out my trade to here, so this pullback would have still had me in profit, so I could have probably held here. So it depends. I've only done it 2 times, and one of them was on Wix's signal where I took a buy stop and he called buys at the same time, but his buys were above my entry and I saw the opportunity to take a mango, so I took it in confluence with him as well. And it ended up working out. I haven't had too much practice. But I signed up for some email thing, and the second that I signed up for it, I started getting a shit ton of robocalls. Look at how many calls I've gotten today. That's insane. I don't know if you can see that. Fucking a million calls. And that's all today. It's not even where it says missed. That's where it says all. That's all. Look at that. Once this breaks the lows, I feel like we're gonna start to push down. So I think both of my ideas would have worked if I would have held a little bit longer. So these are things that you have to really look at when you're trading. You got to look back and say, all right, was I being too risk adverse and being a little too scared to hold on to my trades, or was I managing risk the right way? So the more that you look back at it, the more you look back at the charts, the more I understand my stop loss was exactly where it needed to be. That's where I would have kept my stop loss no matter what. The more that I look at it, the more that I say that's where I'm gonna put my stop loss. Um, on the second trade, um, very possibly I could have held it. So maybe on the first trade, so maybe on this first trade, I could have held buys knowing that I was looking for that pullback. I could have maybe waited another 5 minutes, and then the 30 minute would have closed with no bottom wick, and it would have came down and flipped bullish, and that would have gave me more indication. But see, look, now when the daily flips bearish, this is gonna be a high volume event. Look at why I keep this on my chart. Instead of having to switch over to the daily to see this happening, I can just see it right here and know that it correlates. So when I see a high volume event, I want to look at the daily candle and see how it's correlating to the daily candle. That daily flip is strong. It wanted to flip, but it didn't allow it to. It literally got right to the open, right to the daily open, and it flipped bullish. Yeah, my goal is base hits, take my small wins, because at the end of the day, like for example, on my journal, last week I caught 500 pips. I was up 600 and I lost 100 on Friday. And I'm just thinking, damn, I did that all on the evaluation accounts. If I would have done that on my live as well, I would have been up like a rack in a week on top of everything else. If I would have just done that and the eval at the same time. So I neglected my live account for way too long. Kept saying, oh yeah, next year I'm going to do it, next year I'm going to do it, next year I'm going to do it. And the New Year resolution came 2 months early. It would have been started this week, but the deposit took forever, so today's my first day trading. I lost 50 pips in the morning, and then 30 pips now, so I'm down 80 pips for the day. And a break even here. But all it takes is one streak, 200 pips overnight, easy. Yeah, easy, bro. It's not even fucking worried. Today I missed out on two banging trades, because I wasn't able to trade in the morning. So Trade of 8 gave me a free market subscription for 30 days. And then as soon as my account went live, that shit disappeared. It said that I didn't have the 30-day free trial of the subscription anymore. So I didn't subscribe to new data. And then that's why I couldn't enter any trades on TradingView or on Trade of 8. So I had to email them. They had to tell me about that. I had to go through a bunch of loopholes. I was going to start trading smaller lot size, like 0.01. So I was going to trade 0.05. But the contract doesn't work on TradingView. So this is the contract. It's a Coinbase derivative. So Coinbase now has derivatives on Trade of 8 that allows you to trade nano contracts. So you can trade 0.01s on futures now, where before you couldn't, through Coinbase. But this is the fucking chart. And I asked them what the fuck is going on with this chart, and they told me there's just no liquidity in there. So the chart, that's what the chart looks like. The chart is just made to mimic the gold contract, so you can take the same entries and exit on here for less contracts, for less size, but you can't chart on here at all. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna stop being a little bitch and just risk more money. And just risk more money. And that's it. Just fucking risk more money. Cool. I lost $80 in a day. Who gives a fuck? That ain't shit. That's the price you pay to be in the fucking markets. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. So what am I gonna do? Nothing. The same thing that I do every day. Technically, I could have had a couple more entries and I would have probably been break even for the night, because like I said, usually when I get stopped out, that means that I'm wrong, and I enter the opposite position, which this would have been 13 pips, and then on the rebreak of the low here, that would have been another entry likely, or maybe no, I don't think I would have taken an entry there. No, not with this 5-minute closure the way that it is. So yeah, maybe I would have only made back 13 pips tonight out of the 30. But still, it'd be like that. Exactly. Too many times I get fucking burned. Like, this is how I lost my Apex account. I was risking a $2,000, and I had a trade that went up $2,000, or sorry, it went up $1,000, down hit my stop loss. The next trade went up $1,000, down hit my stop loss. I'm still up like 5K on the account, and I've lost 4K, and I'm still up 5K, but I've accumulated $6,000 of drawdown of the 6,500 that I had because of it going up in profit and then back down in negative. That 1,000 accumulated drawdown, so now I'm down $6,000 of drawdown. And the next trade I was risking 1,000, which I dropped my lot size after that loss, and it went negative 500 and liquidated. Fucked me. So I'm fucking sick and tired of being in profit, and because of the stupid rules, I get breached. The DCA, the taking a pineapple, I got breached. I'm tired of that shit, bro. So I'm gonna throw fundeds to the side. I've passed plenty of accounts. I know that I can pass them. I just have to stick to the rules. So I'm just gonna trade my live account, knowing that I don't have any rules. I don't have to worry about trailing drawdown. So if I'm up 500 pips for the week, and I lose 100 across 3 trades, I'm not gonna lose my fucking account. Eventually, I'll start doing the fundeds again, and I'm going to link them all to my TradeAvate account, to my live, and then I'll copy trade them, and then I'll keep them off to the side. I'll trade one contract on each one, and then I'll worry about the payout in the long run. I'll trade it for like 60 days. Cool, now I have a $2,000 payout across 20 accounts. But the whole time, I focused on my live, and I traded my 0.1, 0.2 on my live account. So if I made 2,000 pips, I made $2,000 on my live account progress, and then the payout is in the background, not even worried about it. But when I'm trading these live accounts or these funded accounts, that shit fucks with my head too much. Having rules and having all this shit, fuck that. Not right now. I gotta use my skills and grow my live account. SL, I hope you're winning right now. If you held, that's a W. Even if I would have held that first position, it would have never came back to my stop loss. See, wherever I choose my stop loss, it's correct. Even if the trade played out, it's correct. See how my buys here, if I would have just held that initial stop loss, uh, how it would have still played out, and two entries, it would have still played out. So just trust your analysis. If I would have switched up my stop loss here, then that means I would have switched up my stop loss here, and it wouldn't have been a perfect stop loss here. So just because it wasn't such a perfect stop loss here, doesn't mean that I'm gonna start switching up my stop losses, because here it was perfect. Nice. Do you guys sports bet? And if you guys do that as well? It might still drive if it re-breaks the highs again. It's kind of far though. The 5 scooped down here. So after it scooped and we started pushing, oh sorry, not the 5. The 5 is scooping now. So if you get a bottom wick here, or maybe just kind of like a wick to these areas and then a push up, that would not be bad. Richie heard sports betting and he pulled up in an instant. Que descarado, people. Nowhere to be found in the second I say sports betting. Aparece. Yeah, it's rigged against our Discord. That's yeah, that's wild, bro. The win streak that you guys are on is fucking insane. My my boy Mario, we used to be cousins. My dad was married to his aunt, so our family was close for many years, and then they split up. But he's been sports betting, and he's been doing really, really, really good. And I thought he was faking it, cause I'm like, ah, bro, nobody really makes money doing that shit. Just like with trading, you're like, nah, nobody makes money doing that shit. And then he started, we started a Clash of Clans uh, group chat, and we were just playing Clash of Clans, and he would send us picks, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? Fuck that shit. And let me just play Clash of Clans. When's the war, bro? When are we raiding? Come on, when's the war starting? You take Town Hall 9, I'll take this one over here. And then he would send us a pick and it would hit. And I'm like, oh shit, cool. And then he would send us another free pick and it would hit. And then he would send me another one and it would hit. And he was just sending us free picks all the time. And they would all hit, all winners all the time. I'm like, bro, this guy, what the fuck? I just didn't pay no mind. But then he started his own Discord. And I think they've had one loss in the last 2 weeks. Richie, how many losses have you guys had in the last couple weeks? My boy Joanne made $300 and he withdrew. And then I think he made like another $100 yesterday and he withdrew it too. Joanne's a savage. I don't know what they cost. I'll send you the link. I just invited you, Turpy. Seven and 9, yeah. And most of the bets are 1-to-1, so they're nothing crazy. They're not like parlays where you bet $20 and you make $1,000. They're parlays where you bet 100 and you make 100, or you bet 100 and you make 80 type shit. But yeah, I trust Mario. Mario's a G. And then Joanne made $300. I just bro, it just takes so much time, bro. By the time I get off work, that I get home, that I start streaming at 6, and then it's like 7:30. The games are already started sometimes, and I can't place the bets in time. So I've been slacking on that shit. Yeah. I don't know none of that. Just send me the picks. I don't care about probability. Blah 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 blah. Whatever you say, dog. How are you on the flip? Are you doing the flip challenge? Is anybody doing the flip challenge? Who has the balls to actually do it? Who has the balls to actually do that flip challenge when they see their first $1,000 that they're not gonna pull out immediately? Yeah, Mario is doing like a flip challenge where you flip 100 to 200 and then you bet the 200 on the next one and then you bet the profits on the next one. He's trying to do what Alex G did. So yeah, you guys. Yeah, the thing is that with the like a 9 to 7 streak, if you bet all of it by the ninth, by like the fifth win, you would be up quite a bit. But then if you bet it all on the next one and then you lose it, you would have to start over. And then if that loss is the last trade, then you lost your whole bankroll. But if the loss is like the second trade, and then you hit that 8 streak after, then you just made bank. So it just depends on where the loss is in that streak of 10. It just depends where the loss is or how you manage it. You're not always gonna go on a win streak, obviously, so it's got to be risk managed accordingly. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be like crazy parlays, but no, it's like 1-to-1 type shit. So it's not like you're gonna fucking get rich fast as fuck, unless you're betting like $1,000. But you gotta risk that 1,000 to make 1,000. Yeah, it's the same shit that in Forex, what Alex G did, or what he says he did, and what everybody thinks is a fraud, which I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. Everybody says it's fake, so I'm just gonna go with what everybody says, like a bandwagon. I'm gonna say I don't have enough information. Because like people were saying he didn't show his entries, he only showed in profit. Yeah, that's what I was saying. People were saying he didn't show any entries in profit, but we were showing screenshots in the Discord of him being like 100K in drawdown, of the account being like 20% away from being blown, and then it bouncing all the way back to profit and flipping. He did the same thing on this last swing trade of the week. He called out his one trade. He took it. He was in drawdown like a shit ton. And it went all the way back up. And it was like up like 190. And he goes, nah, bro, my TP is 250K. And it went down again. And it went all the way right back up to TP. But it is highly improbable that you flip, especially with the flip that these guys are doing in the thing. It's highly improbable that a loss. It's highly probable that a loss will happen in the middle, and because you're betting the whole bankroll, you're gonna blow the whole bankroll. Obviously, that's just how probability works. Eventually, you'll go on a streak. You know what I mean? Eventually, you go on a streak. Like the other day, I went on a 9 streak. But because I didn't know I was going to go on a 9 streak, so I wasn't going to risk my whole bankroll on that 9 streak. So that's something that just has to be risk managed accordingly. But and you can always pull out. And if you see that if you have a feeling like it's not going your way, you can cash out early on a lot of the trades. Or a lot of the bets, which is just like trading. If you see that it's not going your way, you can get out break even. You can get out break even. You didn't lose anything. But it's just like anything. Trade at your own risk, bet at your own risk. Like today, if you would have held any of these two trades, they would have both played out for you and gave you at least 20 pips. But not all the time does that happen. I find myself quite frequently buying into a bottom or buying into a top and catching the last 20 pips of the move, 30 pips of the move, and then it rejects completely and goes the other way. I've been catching a lot of trades like that. Like the last stream that I had, I caught like a buy. It would pretend this was last stream. I caught a buy here. I caught a sell on the way down, and then I caught another sell on the way down, and then price reversed as soon as I took that final sell. So I took a sell to the top here. I took a sell for a continuation, or took a buy to the top here. I took a sell for a continuation here, and then I took a sell into the support before it reversed. Yeah, it's all about doing it live. It's all about doing it live. If you're gonna call out a signal, if your signal loses, you don't tell us, no, yeah, man, I took another trade after and I made my money back after. I just didn't send you guys the signal. You know, my bad. You know what I mean? That's not how it works. Yeah, going down to the 1 minute is how I've been able to improve my entries with the higher time frame. I was looking for that 30-minute top wick or looking for that 30-minute flip. Where on the 1 minute can I get in? I'm looking for that the 15-minute to make a top wick. So if it comes up to that area to make a top wick, where on the 1 minute? Are there 1 minute levels here that we could reject off of? Maybe that's where the 15-minute is going to make a top wick at, and then that's what I start to look at to refine my entries. Because if your strategy ain't broke, don't fix it. But you always want to look back at your trades and say, I could have implemented my strategy better using the same strategy, but entering here. I could have seen, or I could have, anticipated this a different way. Or instead of, anticipating the 30-minute flip, I could have looked for that 30-minute wick entry because of the 1 minute. So now you're adding an entry where you would have taken the flip previously. Now you're taking the wick entry there so that you break even by the flip. So there's a higher probability of your trade playing out because you looked at that 1 minute to help you find where the wick entry could possibly be. So that's why that's what I like about coming down to the 1 minute. And the 1 minute just kind of tells you what's going on. I mean, look right here. When the 5 minute is still fully bearish, how would you have anticipated this massive push up? Why did I go break even there? We're starting to continue forming lower lows. This was supposed to be the bottom. Price should have flipped here and drove here, and it failed to do so. So I got out break even here, and then price came back down, started closing below this level here, forming a new a lower high, and it started breaking the lows again. So that's when you can anticipate, oh shit, maybe price is going to go against me. This consolidation here on the 1 minute, you don't see that on the 5 minute. If you just look at the 5 minute, you would have had no idea that price is consolidating there. So you come down to the 1 minute and you can see price is literally consolidating here, possibly wanting to reverse or forming some type of support. It's not making lower lows anymore. It's just frozen here for several minutes. So that's why I like to look at the 1 minute to see, oh shit, is the momentum going to continue after we hit this level here? Or is the momentum now frozen or stopping after we hit this level here where price previously drove up off of? So this is the first pullback of this drive here, so I always mark that up as a very important level. And price wicked off that level on the 5 minute and flipped bullish, mimicking something similar like this. What's it called? I'm probably gonna call this stream at 9:30 since I'm not taking any more trades, but with this 15-minute closing, we have 7 minutes left for this 15 minute to close. If you close doji respecting this, you could be looking for like a celery play, a break of the low and a flip to continue. If this forms a support and then you get the next candle come down, well, you have before the 30-minute closes. So if you form a support here, you get another 5-minute candle confirming the support being formed here, and then the 15-minute candle closes doji, breaks the low, and then comes up, you can take a nice flip bullish here to continue high, to continue up. But yeah, there is a lot of volume tonight. This was our session, pretty decent. Yeah, how it when price does this after driving like this towards the end of the session for me, Asians are up at 8:30 now, 8 o'clock, and it's 9:30, so it's an hour and a half into their session technically because of the time change here. So they're probably losing steam. I'm probably gonna wait till London Open to midnight, maybe 11 for something. So if I was gonna buy down here, I would be taking partials here just to be safe. $10:25 a.m. now. Yeah. You guys have been awake for 2 hours trading already. $13 hours ahead. Yeah, it changes to 12 hours with the time change. Because when our time goes up an hour, I don't think your guys' has changed. So now that it's 10:25 in a few months or like 6 months from now, it would be 9. It would be 10:25 for us as well. But PM. Yeah, our time got pushed back an hour. Fucking stupid. I hate it. I used to wake up at 6 in the morning and it was light outside already. And I would be able to walk my dog in the daytime. And then by like 5, 6 p.m., it started to get dark. People started to get tired. I didn't get that many emergency calls because people were like feeling tired because it started getting dark. And now that it's light till like 8 o'clock at night, 7:30 is still light outside, I'm getting so many extra late calls. That's crazy. So many appointments. The time changes because we're fucking stupid as a society. We're fucking stupid as shit. The day isn't really 24 hours. It's 23 hours and 50 something minutes. So to make it easy on everybody, we rounded it up. And now we have to make it hard on everybody to cut back because people didn't want to do math when counting days. Now we have to fucking get tired for 6 months out of the year and ruin your sleep cycle for 6 months out of the year because of this stupid time change. You could have just said, all right, the days are 23 hours and 53 minutes, not 24 hours. I could do minus 7 minutes every day, bro. Who cares? It's not a big deal. But they add that extra 7 minutes. So at 6 months, it's an hour. And now they have to subtract that hour to keep the time in line with everybody else in the world when nobody else does it. Nobody else gives a flying fuck. Most people's clocks in other countries would be like, oh, 12:53, boop. Next day. That's how it should be, bro. 11:53, 7 minutes till midnight, boop, midnight. That's dumb, bro. Because they didn't want to make it harder on the world to subtract 7 minutes from the day they had to do this stupid shit. I wake up normally at 6 in the morning, all the time, no matter what. Now at 5:30, my body's already awake, and I'm already looking at my alarm clock, and I'm like, oh shit, it's killing me. Oh yeah, imagine if you had a job at like working for like Don or Wix or something like that. When they're awake, you're sleeping, and when you're sleeping, they're awake. So you would have to wake up super early in the morning to have a late night meeting, or stay up super late at night to have an early morning meeting. So this 30 is about to close in 2 minutes, and it's gonna close bullish. The 15 minutes gonna close bullish as well, but it's kind of doji a little bit. No, it's closing bullish. The 5 minute is also closing nicely bullish, confirming a support being firmed here, like we spoke about earlier. You could get some nice entries here going up. What have you guys taken tonight? Any W's? Nice. 2 dubs. 30-minute close, no bottom wick. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here, gang. This looks pretty decent. If you guys are trading, use a stop loss. Remain humble. Learn some risk management from me today. I took a loss and I didn't tilt. Just kept my composure. Both trades would have played out. Some people would say I took an unnecessary loss, but not according to my plan. So according to my plan, I came out a winner today. So spam dubs in the chat. Damn, my keyboard was turned off. Oh. Spam dubs in the chat. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Hey. Yeah, this is looking good, gang. Alright, before I get a little bit of FOMO, I'm gonna close the charts here. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take it easy.